Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something huge for any business: how to stop drowning in data and start using it to win. We're essentially building a blueprint to help you make sense of it all. So let me ask you a question. Is your company's data kind of like a messy garage? You've got customer info piled in one corner, sales numbers stuffed in a box over there, and operational data just, well, it's everywhere. You have a hunch there's some really valuable stuff in there, but it is so chaotic you can't find a thing, let alone try to build something with it. And look, this isn't just a minor headache. This data chaos is a massive roadblock. It makes it practically impossible to make smart, confident decisions. It's like trying to get somewhere important, but your map has been shredded into a million tiny pieces. You're basically flying blind. But what if there was a way to bring some serious order to that chaos? What if you had a single master blueprint to guide you? Okay, let's get into it. The solution has a name: Enterprise Data Architecture, or EDA for short. And you know what? It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's the master plan for all of your company's data. It maps out the entire journey from the second a piece of data is created, all the way to how it ends up being used in a report that shapes a huge business decision. And that blueprint idea, that is absolutely the key here. An EDA is what takes that messy pile of junk in the garage and turns it into a perfectly organized construction site with all your materials sorted and ready to go. With a plan like this, you're finally ready to build something amazing. All right, so you've got this blueprint. How in the world do you read it? Well, any good data architecture is organized into three main layers. It's super logical. We start with the big, high-level vision and then drill our way down to the super specific technical stuff. The best way to think about it is like building a house. The first layer, conceptual, that's the architect's very first sketch. It's the big idea, right? Then you have the logical layer. This is like the detailed floor plan. It shows how all the rooms connect, but we're not picking out the kitchen appliances just yet. And finally, the physical layer. That's the detailed engineering schematic the builders use. It spells out the exact materials, the type of foundation, all the nitty-gritty details. Okay, so those three layers give us the big picture. But to make this blueprint really work, we have to break it down even more. We're talking 7 different levels of detail. This makes sure that absolutely nothing gets messed. Now, don't feel like you have to memorize all of these right now. The big takeaway here is that a complete blueprint covers everything. It starts at the very top at the enterprise level, which is your company-wide strategy for data, and then it drills all the way down to the technical level, which is the actual nuts and bolts, the software and storage you're going to use. All the levels in between just fill in the gaps, making sure everything is planned out, from tiny projects to how everyone accesses data. Now this is where things get really, really interesting. Because you see, having a blueprint is one thing, but how you actually use that blueprint can look totally different from one company to the next. There are basically 4 main ways to do it, 4 what they call operating models. Which model you pick really just boils down to 2 key questions. First, how much do you need to integrate your data so that different teams can easily share it? And second, how much do you need to standardize your processes across the whole company? Your answers point you straight to the right strategy. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. You've got standardization running along the bottom and integration going up the side. This creates 4 options, right? You've got coordination, unification, diversification, and replication. Each one is a perfect fit for a different kind of business strategy. So the whole point is to pick the model that actually fits what you're trying to do. If you have a bunch of different teams that all need to see the same customer data, you'd probably go with coordination. But say you're a big franchise and you need every single location to operate the exact same way, then you'd be looking at something like replication or unification. It's all about matching the data plan to the business plan. So, let's bring it all home. After all this planning, all this structuring, what's the actual payoff? I mean, why go through all the trouble of creating a blueprint like this in the first place? Because this is the end game. A really solid enterprise data architecture is what finally flips the switch. Your data stops being a costly, chaotic mess, that messy garage, and it becomes your company's single most valuable, most powerful strategic asset. Period. And the benefits? They're huge and they're immediate. When your data is trustworthy, you just make better decisions. When it's clean and consistent, you waste less time and money fixing mistakes. Your whole team becomes more efficient. And in today's world, having this kind of clear plan is absolutely critical for meeting all those tough regulatory rules. It's a win-win-win. So that really leaves us with one final thought. Every single company on the planet has data, that's a given. But not every company has a plan for it. A blueprint gives your data a purpose, a direction. So the real question you have to ask is, what is your data blueprint building? Or is everything still just sitting in the garage collecting dust?